What the fuck just happened? All right. I'll have to edit that in, but welcome back, my fellow truthers. This is another episode of White Rabbit. I am your host, Catalyst Jones. Along with me today, I have my special guest co-host from the Great Divide podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, Alan Jacoby is in the building.
What's up, Kat? What's going on? Thanks for having me as usual.
Absolutely, brother. Man, we have kind of a celebrity with us today, don't we?
Dave, yeah.
We got David Weiss, Flat Earth Dave, and not only does he have his own podcast, but you just started a new podcast with Matt and man, his name is. But
Sean.
You guys have ODD Triple Threat going on now.
Yeah, Sean Hibbler and Matt from ODD TV. Yeah, we do. We just have conversation as flat earthers do. It's kind of a fun show. We've been having guests on. This week, we're going to have Eddie Bravo on, so stay tuned.
I love Eddie Bravo, man.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome, brother. So my boy Alan here is a flat earth denier. So we might have some fun.
Hold on.
Let me correct you. I had 2 words with him before you showed up. And he watches my videos.
I do.
He's a flat earther. He just doesn't want to admit it.
I turned him on to you. I would say he's just not married to the globe anymore.
That's fine. You divorce the globe. That's fine. You're done. You know what? Saying I don't believe in the globe is a better statement than saying I believe the earth is flat. We know it's flat. It's demonstrably, testably, provably flat. It does not move. But could it be something that we don't understand? Absolutely. What we all know is it's not a globe. Game over.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me, guys.
End of the podcast.
Flat Earth Dave, everybody.
Thank you.
You know, I often, I'm a big, obviously, I question everything. That's my big thing. And I believe we've always been misled by government, by science, by scientists.
Government wouldn't mislead us. They're here for us. They're here.
They have our best interest at heart, Alan.
Right. Yeah, they're here to take care of us.
Exactly. Obey. Get your shots. Obey. Where are your papers? I do have questions that
please. I'm
excited to ask you. And
awesome.
I'll tell you, I am not a flat earther. I just have I'm to the point in my life that I'm just questioning everything. I'm a big proponent of believe nothing of what you hear and half of what you see. And I go by that a lot.
There's 3. I'm going to boil it down to like 3 stages. I'm not a flat earther. It's stupid. Flat earth is stupid. I'm not a flat earther. Oh, fuck. I'm a flat earther. Okay.
Yep.
You're in between the last 2.
Okay. So let me start with this. I mean, I guess Catalyst, I'm just going to jump right in with some stuff.
Yeah, man. I wanted you to come prepared. So I know you got some questions.
I do. I've been watching things and Dave, I've been watching your stuff. I actually got turned on to you from James from We the People Radio and then Catalyst Jones. So I've been watching some things here and there. All right. So I wake up in the morning, I look out my front window and I see that the sun is coming up from the east. And in the afternoon, it's above my house around noon. And then it sets in the west in my backyard. And my one big question is, where does the sun go and how does the sun hide?
Great questions. I'm just deciding what graphic I pull up first. So let's start with a simple model, which happens to be my app.
Love your app, by the way.
Thank
and
you.
people listening, it's only $2 and it's the best
$3. It's $3.
Oh, stop shortchanging the guy. $3. Yeah.
It's the best $3 you will ever spend. Trust me.
And let me tell you something. People, I get so much crap. You're in it for the money. You're in it, just to sell your app. You're shilling your app. Yeah, I am shilling my app. You know why? One, I do this as my job now, which is I am the luckiest guy on earth. I get to help people. Excuse me. I get to help people discover the reality of our world. It's $3, okay? And it's literally the best tool for waking new people up because of YouTube censorship and everything. It's the best tool. We'll get into that later. And just read the reviews. That'll make you a flat earther. Okay, so here we have right here. You're always located wherever you are. You're located between this bottom line and the center. So I'm right here on the East Coast. It's kind of hard to see. And the sun is the hour hand of the clock. It's traveling east. East is a circle around north, right? If I turn on the compass, so north is at the center. South is every direction away from north, right? Wrap your mind around this. South is this direction. South is this direction. South is every direction. East and west, you can't point east. Wherever direction you point, you're pointing south. No matter where you point across the earth, it's south. Unless, of course, you're pointing north, but extend that line past north and it's south. Okay? So east and west are circles, and the sun just circles around. So wherever the sun is, it's noon. It's the hour hand. Okay? So on the West Coast, it's like noon, and it's getting later and later. And on the East Coast, night is falling, and it's middle of the night in South Africa, and the sun's rising in Australia, and it's about noon in Sydney. And then it moves across Australia, and it's noon on the west side of Australia. And that's how the sun goes. Now, you're going, well, what about this weird shape of light? Okay, that's a more detailed question. But the sun travels between the two tropics, the Tropic of Capricorn, which is this outer yellow line. You guys have all heard that on the globe model. And the Tropic of Cancer, which is the inner yellow line. And it travels, takes 6 months to go out and 6 months to go in. Do you know what date it's over the Tropic of Capricorn?
No.
December 31st, the winter solstice.
Okay.
So
solstice, yep.
and then 6 months later, it'll migrate all the way back into June 21st to the Tropic of Cancer. So where are we? February, March, April, May, June. So in June, it's over the Tropic of Cancer. Now, where are you guys located? What state?
I'm in New York.
He's in New York, and I'm in California.
You're in New York. I'm in Connecticut. So
there you go. Hour and a half away.
So the sun is closer to us. Now, the sun never comes over us in New York. That's why it's not that hot. Okay. But when the sun is close, it's warmer because the sun is closer, and it's higher in the sky because it's closer. If you're standing outside underneath traffic light, underneath street lights, the light over your head is your summer sun, and the light a couple blocks away, which is lower in the sky, farther away, that's your winter sun. It's farther away. It's lower in the sky. Just like now, our sun is low in the sky, but it's getting higher because it's coming back. But look, where is it hot? It's hot in June in Miami. You know why? Sun goes directly over Miami. Okay. Now, the area in between the two yellow lines, you know what that area is called? That entire swath between the two yellow lines, it's called
What is it called?
The tropics.
The tropics. Okay.
Because it's in between the two tropics, and it's tropical because the sun is always pretty darn close. So any place in between those two lines, the sun will pass over them twice. Now, Miami, it kind of gets to Miami, then it turns around and goes away. But I was just in Mexico, and the sun's going to pass over Mexico. In June, it's going to be farther in, and then it's going to turn around, it's going to come back, and it's going to pass over Mexico again. That's why Mexico is so friggin' hot, or at least southern Mexico is. Okay? And because the sun passes over you twice a year, the sun builds heat. Right now, the sun is close, is getting closer to us, but it's still cold here in New York because it takes time to build that thermal energy. Otherwise, if the earth didn't hold thermal energy at nighttime, it would be freezing every night. The sun's far away. The sun's on the other side of the earth. It should be freezing, but the earth.
How do we explain in not Antarctica, but
24-hour sun in the Arctic?
Yes.
Okay. So first, the Arctic is the north, and the Antarctic is the south. Right on the globe, you want to believe that Antarctica is a continent at the bottom of the ball, right?
And it's our surrounding borders.
Right. So this is what they want you to believe right here. This is Antarctica. It's a continent at the bottom of a ball. But in reality, Antarctica is the shoreline that surrounds our world pond. So here's Antarctica around here. Okay. And Antarctica, they tell us, is the highest land on Earth. I always thought that was weird. You know, continent at the bottom of the ball. Maybe that's why it's at the bottom, because it's so high and heavy. But it's the container of our pond. A pond, a puddle, a lake needs a container. What's that container? It's the land that's higher than the water. And if you don't believe me, dig out some of the edge of the pond and the water will flow away. It needs a container. A bathtub needs a container. A pool is a container. A pond is a container. And the world ocean needs a container, which is Antarctica. So wait, getting back here.
Do you think, Dave, do you
Yeah.
think that there's anything past the container? Because I'm a
so,
flat earther as well.
So much fun questions. Let's go one at a time. First, we're gonna
Yeah, I
remember
have
that
some
question
questions
because we
about
have
that too.
I want to finish this. I want to show how the sun sets and where it
Yes.
goes, how it disappears.
Yes, that's
And
what
then-
I want to know.
And then we can go there. So just I'm going to speed it up a little bit. So if you are inside of the Tropic of Cancer in this inner northern circle, we can consider that the Arctic area, right? Because we're closer to the north. And anything outside of the Tropic of Capricorn is the Antarctic area. And anything in between the tropics is called the, come on, test question. The tropics.
The tropics.
Okay.
Yes.
Come on. I'm not going to ask you any hard questions. Just have to listen, right? There will be test questions.
I failed already.
Now, if we are here in the center, what is the sun doing? How would you describe this motion? It's arcing around us. It's arcing around the Arctic.
Okay.
Sound good? That sounds pretty good, right?
Sure.
Yeah, all right, I'll buy that. All right. And then if you're outside here, like in Santiago or in Antarctica, is the sun arcing around you? No, it's coming towards you and then it's arcing away. It's antarcing. The Antarctic.
Okay.
The Arctic and the Antarctic.
So we can actually see this. This is the thing that people don't understand about flat Earth is there is so many things that you can do for yourself and take these what if you want to call them experiments, but if you go out and actually investigate this stuff for yourself, you're gonna find that you're not gonna find any proof for a spinning globe. You're gonna find only flat Earth.
So, all right.
Wait,
so let's just.
Well, hold on. I'm going to answer. You can ask another question if you want, but I'm going to answer. I'm going to show you how the sun goes away. Now, we're brainwashed into believing that light travels for billions of years and trillions and quadrillions of miles. That's nonsense. Light is a wave, just like a sound wave. Sound only goes so far, and light only goes so far. The reason the sky is lit up is because the sun is electric, and it's fluorescing the gases in the sky. And most of the upper atmosphere is nitrogen, which fluoresces blue. Okay. So it's actually, and one way to prove that is watch the sun rise on one side of your house and then go to the back side of your house and you could read a book. Well, where's that light coming from? Your house is blocking the sunlight. It's coming from the sky, from the daylight. Daylight and sunlight are two different things. So where does the sun go? And this is all a trick of perspective. When you watch, if you look down the street, where's my P? Where'd it go? There it is. So if you look at these streetlights, you know that all these streetlights are the same height.
That's perspective.
That's perspective. This is the sun. Right. Boom, 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 boom. Now, this sky here, this orangey color, is because when you're looking across the atmosphere, it's the thickest part of the atmosphere, and it's like looking through water. You can only see so far. When you look up, you can see farther, right? And that's why the sun gets dimmer. Okay. So here is, I'm going to show you about a minute. It's about a minute presentation, and I'm going to show you how the sun sets. So this is I call this my flat Earth kitchen. All right. So we have an elevated celestial point of view. The camera is up the height of the string. This string is level with the counter, which is way down here. Okay. You guys can see that. And I'm moving the sun across this line. Now, right here, this could be a city skyline. It could be mountains, or it could just be the cloud deck, which I call the atmospheric deck of opacity. We never went below it. We were always above it. Now I have a camera on the counter on the other side. Now look at this line. It's kind of hard to see, but look at the line. If I showed you this first and asked you if it was level, you would say, no, it's sloping down. And I say, is this going below this atmospheric deck or mountain ridge? And you'd be like, yeah, it is. And from a distance, and now look at it zoomed in. Look at it. It looks like it's almost going straight down, right? And this is at your eye level because a mountaintop in the distance becomes your eye level. The clouds in the distance. So now watch. This is my sunset. This is the real sunset. What's going on here? It's going behind.
It's going out of your perspective.
It's going beyond this cloud deck, which you can't even determine. You can't even differentiate from the horizon. right? It looks exactly the same. It's just the sun going away. Now,
but for Dave, for
Go ahead.
Globers, though,
Yep.
that looks like it is sinking, right?
it looks like it's sinking to everybody. It looks like
That's
it's
what it
sinking
looks
to
like.
me, right? But here's the thing: if we were on, got to get my props. Okay. If we're on an Earth, right? The sun's up here, and the reason the sun set isn't because the sun's going down on a ball. It's because we're falling over backwards.
Yes.
And so I'm here, and the sun's setting because I'm falling over backwards faster than the friggin' speed of sound, right? Faster than the speed of sound. That's absolutely ridiculous. I'm going to show you. I didn't show you.
So shouldn't we just see the sun like going like this all the time?
Well, I mean,
Then
if we only spin around
really
once a day.
spinning- if we were really spinning like that, wouldn't we just see
there's
the
so
star
many things wrong with it. There's so many things wrong with it. But look, when you watch next time you go watch a sunset, ask yourself: are you falling over backwards faster than the speed of sound, or is the sun just clearly moving away? Let me just show you a couple quick sunsets here.
It's going out of perspective.
It's going, well, it's getting lower due to perspective, then it's getting blocked. It's getting blocked by a land or a land feature or that's above your eyes. Like if I'm sitting next to on the edge of a city, the buildings are up there. But if I move 30 miles away, the tops of the buildings are at my eye level. The tops are at my eye level. How is that possible? Okay. So this sun is just moving away. Super clear, super dry day. The sun is just moving away. Do you think you're falling over backwards? Now, what's going to happen? Here is atmosphere opacity meeting the land horizon, and it's just going beyond it, and it's taking its light with it. Boom, it's night over here. Okay? Let's look at another one. This is a good one.
Where'd you get these, Dave?
These are all different people. I'll show you one I took myself. The one I took myself, that one's going to just blow your mind. Okay? And you know which one I'm talking about. So this is taken by a soldier in Afghanistan. Super dry, super clear. Now, the sun kind of just stopped here, and this is super sped up, and it's not going down anymore. If we're on a ball, we're spinning, it should always go down, 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 but it doesn't. It sits here, and it just goes away. Okay?
It just gets smaller and smaller. It goes out of your perspective.
Yeah.
So, all right. So let's take the Earth for a second. Let's say it's a vinyl record. It's flat. Okay.
Okay.
And the sun, like you showed on your app, is moving around in that direction,
like a needle on a record player.
Yeah, like a needle on a record player. Then I don't know if it sounds like a stupid question. If you're up,
all questions are stupid. Go ahead.
Yeah, if you're up in a plane 36,000 feet somewhere in the world, wouldn't there be a chance that you would see the sun at night? Because it's not circling a globe, and that it's just flat on that record, depending on where you are in the world. Wouldn't you be able to see the sun at night?
Well, Alan, why don't you take that same question and reverse it? And how is it possible that we see the moon during the daytime?
That was that was a question
so
I had.
Both of you are wrong on that second question, and I'll explain that in a second. The moon during the day works on the globe model and on the flat Earth model. Okay.
Yeah.
And I'll show you that. But on I have a video. I gotta think where it is while I show you this. So if you were on the Earth and you drew a line straight out, a tangent with your feet, 242 miles, it would be a drop of 39,000 feet of curvature. Okay. But when you're flying, it happens just to be the same number, but that's just coincidence, 39,050. When you're flying at 39,000 feet, there should be 242 miles. Wait, 242 miles of curvature. Yeah, 242 miles of curvature. But when you're flying at 32,000 feet, the drop should be 78,000 feet below you. But next time you're cruising in an airplane, look out the left window, look across at the right window, and you'll see the horizon. Draw a line. It's going to go right in front of your eyes. And that horizon should be 78,000 feet below you. 78,000 feet below you.
below you.
Below
and
you.
And there's another thing that you guys listening to this should know is that when you're looking out a plane window, that is a curved window. It's concaved, so you're going to get a curvature when you look out that window. So a lot of people say, "Oh, I've been in a plane and I look down and I can see that the earth is curved." No, you're looking through a concaved window.
I wouldn't be able to tell you if the earth was curved or flat from looking out of an airplane. I've done it so many times and I couldn't tell you either way.
Here's the problem. Here's the problem with that is we all see you if the conditions are the same in all directions, which rarely happens. You can see the same distance. And the distance you can see is where the sky meets the ground. That's the limit of your vision because perspective brings us that creates an optical horizon. So when you're looking, so a guy standing here, he sees whatever this is, 3 miles, 30 miles, 100 miles, I don't care. Okay, it's the same distance in all directions. So if you're looking the same distance in all directions, well, what happens when you draw a line across the top? Okay, it shows curvature. Now, a glober would say that's the curve of the ball, but it's not the curve of the ball. It's just the limit of your vision creates a sweeping circle around you. If you plotted the optical horizon all the way around you, it creates a circle. Your programming tells you it's a sphere. Okay, that's all.
Same thing you just showed when it was just perception of looking at the lights going down the street.
Right.
So here's my question for you, Dave, is, and I am 100% a flat earther. I'm 120% a flat earther. But a lot of people will ask me about the way that the earth, the sun, you might have already talked about this, but the way that the sun sets and rises, they say is, I don't know how to ask the question that everybody's like, if you can't answer this question, then it's a win. And I'm like, I've already given you 200 proofs.
There's plenty of questions we can't answer.
So
that doesn't mean, like, I can't tell you what the catalytic converter does in my car, even if I had one, but my car works.
Well, let's take Alaska for a second. They get 6 months of daylight and they get 6 months of
great question.
Night.
Go ahead.
Well, explain that to me. Why in Alaska do they have 6 months of daylight and 6 months of night? Why? What makes that happen?
The next question you should be asking, and I'll ask it for you after I show you. So in June, so let's jump this to June, February, March, April, May, June. So in June, the sun is as close to Alaska as it's going to get. Now, Alaska's right here. And what makes the sun set? Getting far enough away from you. That's what makes the sun set on a flat earth. Well, look, Alaska's here. Is the sun far enough away to set? No, not really.
So it takes that long. Okay.
So hold on. So this is June 21st, and midnight is about here for Alaska. Is the sunset? No, it's pretty close. It's still close enough to go all the way around. Now, Alaska is what is it? 40 degrees or 50 degrees? What is it? 50 degrees north, 50 whatever, 55 degrees north, let's just say.
Oh yeah.
Well, 6 months later, when the sun is over the Tropic of Capricorn, which is supposed to be the same circle on the southern part of the globe, something at that latitude should have a 24-hour sun, but they don't. They claim that they do, but they fake it. They have 3 or 4 fake videos, provenly fake, not just because we're saying they're fake, provenly fake. Why are they faking videos? Why, when we go to Antarctica, when we hook up to Antarctica's webcams, and they're showing us the sun going around, there's a 10 hours are missing out of every day. And they're like, oh, well, we don't have enough bandwidth. They make up stupid excuses. 10 hours is cut out every day. Big jumps, right? and fake videos. Why are they faking it? There's a thing that we call Crow's Law from Crow 777 Radio. Anything that's interesting that can be recorded in high definition will be recorded in high definition. And there's no recordings of the 24-hour sun in Antarctica or in the deep, deep south. Now, there are very long days. Now, why is that? So let me tell you why that is. And this is where it gets a little harder to understand. is if you believe in a dome, which I do, I believe there's some sort of dome over us. And the sky is the dome. When you bring a light closer to a circular dome, a circular bulb, you just experiment yourself, get like a candle or a little small light and put it inside a reflective bowl and bring it closer to the edge. And what happens is the light will wrap around. Okay.
Yes.
The light will wrap around and create these weird things. These sundogs. Well, look at this. This is in the deep south. Okay. It's like, what are we seeing here? And we see some versions of that, even in the in some areas in the north.
I see what you're saying. Almost like if you take, you know how if you have a reptile and you have the heat lamp, so you have the reflective heat lamp with the bulb in it, and you see what I'm seeing there on your screen, and then that lower thing is the deep south.
Yeah. So let me show you another thing. This is called the coffee.
Dave, while you're talking about Antarctica,
Go ahead.
I think it's funny because today when I told my roommate that I was going to have Flat Earth Dave on, and he was like, "Oh, I've seen his videos. Do you really believe that there's like a Antarctic wall?" And I was like, "Yes, I do." Well, and he was like, "That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard." And I was like, "Why is that stupid?"
You got to change that to the Antarctic shoreline, and I'll show you. And there's this is the easiest thing of all. But first, here's a glass dome, and I have a light here, and I'm just moving it. Let's say just in between the two tropics, in and out. And this is the light pattern. Okay. When I move it out, watch the light pattern wrap around. You see how it wraps around? And this is time and date showing you day and night on the Earth converted to an AE map. And it kind of matches. You get these weird patterns. When you bring it out, this is when it's on the equator, it's equal. When it's in, it makes a circle. And when it's out, it wraps around. And look, got daylight over here. Daylight, not sunlight. So when the sun is over here, the sun's always in the center of this mass. Sun is here. There's some daylight over here. There's twilight. And that's what happens in December in Antarctica. You'll see it never really gets dark, but you don't see the sun because the sun's away. That's why there's 17-hour days in the southern oceans. Again, or for the first time, the optics in the sky are no way to prove the shape of the Earth, right?
You're not gonna look at a light bulb on your ceiling and say that's the shape of the ground that I'm walking on.
Why? Most Globers do.
Well, my other thing is if the Earth is flat, and how do we know it's round? Could it be square? Could it be rectangle? Could it be triangle? And what's
Alan? Have you ever actually seen what planets look like? Like really look like, not just the CGI bullshit that they show us. Have you actually ever seen a planet? It looks like light. It's light through
through telescopes. Yeah.
Well, hold on. So again, and we're programmed into believing, oh, I see that round thing. That must be the planet that they showed me on Disney, right? So this is the shoreline of Antarctica. Now, you guys know the Game of Thrones, right? What's the big thing in the Game of Thrones?
The ice wall.
Right. So literally, this is my belief that the entire series of the Game of Thrones, one of the major points was to make people believe in a wall. A wall has two sides to it. That's the end of the Earth. And the little guy that goes, I'm going to piss off the end of the Earth, right? That was like one of the big lines. And that's why everyone laughs at the ice wall. Well, this is the shoreline of Antarctica. This is the shoreline, not the ice wall. There is no wall. Okay.
This is actual footage. This is not
actual footage. Right. And people go, show me a picture of the ice wall. Well, you can Google that, or you can talk to anyone that's gone to Antarctica. Now, check this out. I thought there was like 15 different companies that you can book a tour to Antarctica, but there's like 100 companies, all owned by the same guy.
Really?
Bill Gates has something to do with it.
Probably not. It's all controlled by the same guy. And when you go to Antarctica, they don't let you go exploring. They don't let you go exploring. They basically bring you, south of the 60 degrees where you're not allowed to go on your own. They take you to this little peninsula, which is bigger than some countries. They'll show you some penguins, some ice. They'll give you a little tour, but nobody Nobody is allowed to go out here. So before you asked, what's out there? Well, anything beyond the shoreline of Antarctica or above our heads, and remind me to get back to the moon in a second, is speculation, but I love speculating.
I love speculating.
What if?
Because I think there's way more continents past what we know.
What if the land looked like this? This is us. We live here in this inner space. This is Antarctica, maybe 1,000, 2,000 miles wide. Right, well, because there could be gaps, and that's why no one's allowed to explore these southern oceans. GPS, they can cut. I believe when you take a flat disk and wrap it around a sphere, you have to cut out big pizza slices of ocean and squish them around. And then GPS will just steer you around them. Unless you go off of GPS, stop paying attention to anything, and beeline, you'll never go into these spaces, and maybe you won't find this. But out here, this might be extra territory in a new ocean. Extra terra. If you lived on the extra terra and came to visit me, what might I consider you?
An extraterrestrial.
You know that answer. This is for him.
No, it's obvious. Extra. Yeah. So,
and where did you come from? Where did you come from?
You came from
outer space.
Outer space. So
there you go.
So this is into where space doesn't exist.
Well, space doesn't exist as they tell us. Space, we believe, is water. You can take that from the first page of the Bible, or you could ignore the Bible and just look at the evidence. But if you look at NASA, everything on the moon is the Sea of Tranquility and docking and ships, and it's all nautical terms. This was a map that was found with like 30 other continents outside, right? And there's if you guys ever hear of the Iron Republic?
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's a story of somebody that got through one of those openings that you just saw, and found this other land, and it was an advanced civilization living out there that moved out in the 1600s because they didn't like the tyranny in here. Could you imagine that tyranny in here?
This reminds me of the Truman
what's
Show.
happening in Canada right now?
No, that's not tyranny. Stop it. So they found an opening. They went out to the Iron Republic, and then somehow they got back. They told the story, and you know what's funny is it was released in a series of articles in a magazine called Florida Magazine, and you can't find a single copy of that magazine anywhere. There's one PDF copy, but no physical copies. Now, name any magazine that for the right price, you can't find it somewhere. Someone has it. Someone will sell it to you.
Well, I'm telling you right now, it's
removed.
Almost impossible to find 200 proofs that dinosaurs never existed.
How about this? With all of the ancient structures and everything, no one ever mentioned a dinosaur. In the 1800s, some royal guy wrote a paper about the theory of dinosaurs. Nobody had ever discovered a single dinosaur bone with all the megalithic construction that happened in the past. And then a year later, to the day, he discovered the first dinosaur.
Are you friends with Eric DeBay?
You know, that's such a funny question. Eric doesn't like me, but that's okay.
What? Are you serious?
Eric doesn't like me because
you guys say the same thing.
He says, well, I got a lot of my information from him. I share his videos and stuff, but he doesn't like me, and that's fine. It's because I'm Jewish, and he thinks that I'm a shill running the world, and that I'm here selling an app to track you. Okay.
Oh, you fucking asshole. Why are you trying to take our money?
Well, here's the thing. Just for those people that are worried about the app tracking, there's on the app. This is interesting. So
why are you trying to take my $3?
Yeah, stop it.
Fucking asshole.
So on the app, there's if you hit the handshake button, up comes the friend finder, and it'll show you where the other flat earthers are around you. Okay.
Yeah.
And so
I love it. I love it.
And you can tap on any one of those dots and message that person, or you can send out a group message. I have it set to 50 kilometers, and there's 290 people. I can send them a group message. Hey, we're having a meetup April 2nd in New York, Brooklyn area. And actually, that is actually true. So everybody in the New York tri-state area. Alan, you're in the New York area. Are you in New York City or upstate?
I'm in Long Island.
You're in Long Island. We're having one in like Bayshore on the 2nd. Right. You're coming.
That's 20 minutes. That's 20 minutes away from me.
You are coming. Okay. You are coming. Bayshore. And
More
everybody
ways than one.
watch my channel, DITRH, right here. I'll have a video up, and watch the Facebook page, the Flat Earth Podcast. But so the app shows you where everyone else is. But here's the thing. You can obscure your location by say, hey, just put me within 5 miles where I am. You could turn off this feature, or you can go into settings. I'm not going to do it because it'll wipe out everything. Go into settings, scroll down to the friend finder. And if you turn that switch right there where the handshake is, right there,
Yep.
It takes the entire friend finder off your phone. So if you're worried about my phone tracking you, you got Dubai'd. I don't know what you want to call it.
So does Eric Dubay think that you're like trying to like gather people's information and shit?
He thinks
like,
that
you're working with the CIA or something.
He thinks that Jaron, Globebusters, Mark Sargent, myself, we're all agents working for some secret cabal. Like, what are we working towards? What are we doing? We're bringing people together. We're teaching people about flat Earth, right? And the thing is, he used to start off with Mark Sargent. He's getting on all these shows. Guess what? All the shows that called Mark Sargent wanted Eric Dubay on, but they couldn't get him. So they went for Mark, because Mark had his phone number out there. Okay. How am I getting on all these shows? It's actually a very interesting story. I won't get into the whole thing, but I'm going on shows that I'm trying to get on shows that are not flat Earth shows, harder and harder, because everyone's becoming a flat earther, because I don't want to preach to the choir. Right. I mean, and I don't mind preaching to the choir, because the choir also gets to go talk to other people. And the more we help each other, the better. So I try to get on these shows. I don't care how big or small the show is. If there's non-flat earthers on there, I want to talk to you. All right.
I think one of the best things that Eric Dubay ever said is, you might want to think of this moment as the last time you thought the flat Earth was stupid.
Absolutely. And I want to say Eric Dubay has made some fantastic videos. In the last year or 2 or 3 or 4, who has he woken up? Okay. Now, I'm
nobody.
not nobody, because his videos go out there. They help other people.
Didn't Joe Rogan ask him to come on, and he denied
No. He asked Neil deGrasse Tyson to go on Joe Rogan, and Neil bailed. Okay.
Oh, of course. Neil bailed, because Neil's a shill. Neil is a real shill.
Well, Neil was going to, he had agreed, but then he backed out because he basically got the call. Goes, don't go on with Eric Dubay. He's going to destroy you. And there's no way out. And here's the thing. Any flat earther could destroy Neil, because Neil is just says nonsense. Gravity. He's a gaslighter. Nonsense.
The world is pear-shaped.
He doesn't have time to talk to flat earthers, but he has time to make video after video after video making fun of flat earthers, strawmanning us, gaslighting us, and nonsense. Last thing on Eric Dubay. Eric Dubay was the first one out, put out some great content, but he doesn't play nice with others. So fuck Eric Dubay.
All right. Well, fuck Eric Dubay. I asked him to come on my show, and he fucking.
Here's the thing. Listen,
respond.
That's okay. He can do what he wants to do. He's not required to do anything. But he's also, when he attacks people like Jaronism and myself, we've been on so many shows together. We've woken up so many people, but we're shills. I don't want this to be a shill talk. We're having a great conversation. I'm sorry that we went off on this tangent, but
no.
It's okay, because I kind of wanted to know what the fuck was up with Eric Dubay, because I'm like, I thought you were on our side.
Guys never talked to me, ever said a word to me. Nothing. Okay, nothing. And you know what? I still, matter of fact, every day on my app, there's a new video shows up right here every day. And the challenge I give people is, hey, watch the new, click that video. Up comes the video of the day with a playlist usually. And I say, watch that every day for 2 weeks. And at the end of that 2 weeks, if you still think the earth is the globe, you win 3 Bitcoins if you can give me 1 proof, right? But before you can do that, you hit the question mark, and up come all the questions you're going to ask. Like, hey, what about eclipses, right? If I click what about eclipses, up comes a playlist of videos that YouTube's hiding from you. But here's the thing. I have many Eric Dubay videos scheduled to air. You know why? Because he makes some good videos. He just doesn't play nice with others. Especially
200 proofs that the earth is flat was one of the best videos that I've been able to show people.
It was one of the first videos along with Mark Sargent's clues. So without those 2 videos, I might not be a flat earther. Those are the ones that woke me up, right? I don't know what his problem is. I really don't like talking about him anymore, because it's just a negative energy drain.
There's actually questions on there that you, when you just had your wrap up, that I was going to ask. So
go ahead.
First, because let's get back to the moon. And what's the moon about? Why can we see the moon sometimes during the day? And then I want to get in, and then I want to get into the tides.
Okay.
Dave, can I say what I think the moon is first, and then I'll let you.
No, you can't, because you don't know what the moon. I can't prove you're wrong. If you said the moon with cheese, I have no way to prove you wrong. Okay.
I think that the moon is actually something that God damn it.
Yeah, see? Exactly. That's what the moon is. You nailed it. You have no idea. You have no idea what the moon is.
Bro.
No idea. I often yell at the moon. What the hell are you? Why are you doing this to me?
The dark sides of the moon, that they're supposed to be like these dark sides of the moon. Why does it look exactly like the same color of the sky?
Pink Floyd has ruined you, because there is no dark side of the moon. There's the front side and the back side. Okay.
No, I'm saying the pieces in the moon that are supposed to be like, it looks exactly like the sky. It's the same color as the sky.
What are you saying? What are you saying? That at nighttime they're black, and
I think the moon is gas.
You think at nighttime they're dark
picture,
and then they're blue during the day?
Yes, that bottom picture you have right
sky beyond the moon, just like it appears. Okay.
Yes.
What happens when there's a new moon? How come we don't see it? Well, it's too close to the sun, and the sun's blinding you. Well, what about when there's a total eclipse and the moon is completely blocking the sun? There's a full Earth shining back on the moon, while the moon shines on the Earth, right? The dusty, dirty ball we call the moon shines on the Earth so bright that you can read a book by it in the middle of nowhere. So you got a glossy, ocean-covered, 6 times bigger Earth shining on the moon. You can't see it. You can zoom in with an infrared camera on the eclipse. There is no moon there. Right? I have a video that I theorize on what we're actually seeing, and it really explains what the eclipses are, but I don't know if we have time for that, but I'll tell you where you can see it. But we were just talking. How much
do we have left? I would actually love to hear about that.
I can go a little bit longer, but no, I can go a little bit past. I'm not worried about it. We had too many other things. I was just about to show you the moon. All right. So remember, however, the sun, when it gets far away from us, whoops, I got a spam call. When the sun gets far away from us, it sets, right? So here we go. And the sun goes around once every, how long does it take the sun to go all the way around? Alan?
A day, 24 hours?
24 hours. Very good.
Right, of course.
And how long does it take the moon to go around? A little bit less. It's a little bit less. So the sun laps the moon once every 28 times around. So look, the sun is getting closer to the moon. Now, wherever the sun is, that's where the center of the daylight is. Okay. But look, the moon is now in the daylight area. Everyone on Earth sees the sun and the moon in the sky during their day. Okay. Then it gets to a new moon where the moon's gone. You can't see it. And there's no moon in the sky. No moon in China, no moon in Africa, no moon in America, no moon anywhere. People think when we have no moon, there should be a moon on the other side of the Earth. No, everybody has the same moon, just at different times of day, right? Okay. So look, now the moon is shifting into the night sky. The moon is in the day sky and the night sky, right? Now it's in the night sky. You will not see the sun and the moon together because the moon is in the night sky. The sun is in the day sky, right? It's that simple, right?
So that's why sometimes we could see what appears, we could see the moon during the day.
Absolutely. I love looking at the moon in the sky with the sun. It's very, very interesting. Very, very interesting. And a lot of people don't look up. But one thing the app does is you'll take your app out, you're outside, and like today I'm like, the moon, I can see that the moon is out of my range. But sometimes I'll like, oh, the moon's right near the sun, and I'll look up and I'm like, oh, there's the moon. I wouldn't have seen it if my app didn't tell me it was there. And I think the moon is, we're connected to these luminaries in the sky. I think the moon has to do with fertility, has to do with our lives. It's connected to the sun. It's this incredible electrical living system that we're in that they don't want us to know about.
Well, a lot of people don't realize that the moon actually has a different frequency than the sun does.
Absolutely.
And they're like the moon is directing sunlight off of the moon itself, but if you actually look at moonlight and where it hits, it's cold. It's not hot. It's not heating it up. It's actually cooling.
And a sunlight will make a fire burn hotter, and moonlight will, and sunlight will make a fire go down. Weird stuff like that.
I want to know.
Let me show you the Go Fast rocket. Now, this is an amateur rocket in New Mexico, Arizona, and it gave us an uninterrupted look straight down. It's spinning really fast, and it has a side camera also. NASA never gives us that. NASA cut. It's a movie. It's movie edits. Every, in 10 seconds, there's 7 cuts. 73 miles up, it hit something. It went into something thicker, like a plasma. It made this weird noise, and it started floating weird. But when it turned on its side, this is interesting. When it turned on its side, all of a sudden, wait until you see the sky, right here, boom, that's the moon.
That's flat.
That's the moon. Well, forget, it warps a little bit. Yeah, it's definitely flat. But there's the moon. That's interesting. Why? Because when that was launched, the moon was over Australia. This was taken over here. So if the Earth was a basketball, Arizona was on the very top of the basketball, excuse me. That rocket is a millimeter or less over the basketball, and the moon is underneath the basketball. How did it see the moon? Say it, Alan. How did it see the moon?
Because the world is flat.
Because the world, you want me to say it? Because the world is
I want you to say it, Alan. I want you to say it.
I want to know about the tides and what synchronizes them.
So do I, man. The tides are very interesting. So when you say synchronizes, there's no synchronization to the tides. There's these zones of tides where there's no tide, like all over the earth. There's like no tide. But then there's giant tides in the north, no tide at the equator, or very little. If you look at the Maldives Islands, they're only like a foot or two above sea level, and there's no tide, right? If there was a tide, they go underwater. And they say, well, it has to do with the gravity of the moon, right? Somehow the gravity of the moon can pull the water, right? If you look at the gravity pulls the water, but when there's a full moon, there is a bigger tide, usually. Okay, now think about this. So you got your Earth in the middle. So you got your Earth in the middle, and then you got your sun and your moon. Now, when there's a full moon, the Earth is in the middle, right? My face is the Earth.
Okay. God help us all.
God help us all. So here's the moon. Here's the moon. This is a full moon or a new moon?
So would that be, because it's so far away, that would be a full moon, right?
It's a full moon, because when it's over here, we don't see it because there's the lights on the back side of it.
That's a new moon.
That's a new moon. So the sun has gravity and the moon has gravity. You would think when there's a new moon, there'd be bigger tides.
Okay.
Right? Because you have both pulling on the water. But there's not. When there's a full moon, what I call a fully powered up moon, there's bigger tides. Now, let's look at the stupid helio-nonsensical bullshit model. My head is the moon, and its gravity is pulling this water away from the Earth, creating a bulge. This is the official Neil deGrasse Tyson failed actor story. Okay.
This is the Obama. The world is experiencing global warming.
Yet there's high tide. There's a high tide every 12 hours, right? High tide, low tide every 6 hours, right? So my moon head is pulling the water away from the Earth, creating a high tide. This is the official story. Okay. But at the same time, there's a high tide over here. There's a high tide over here, and the official story is the gravity of my moon head is pulling the Earth away from the water. It's pulling the water away from the Earth here, but it's pulling the Earth away from the water, and the Earth is spinning inside of those tides, inside of that bulge. Isn't that the most retarded thing you've ever heard?
It sounds, it doesn't sound,
listen, the fact that you don't see that is the dumbest thing ever, and everyone in this room listening to this is now dumber for hearing it, is beyond. They've got us, this goes into why the lie, because if they can lie to us about who we are, where we are. They can lie to us about where we live, where we're standing. They can lie to us about anything, right? If you are spinning out of control, lost in space, you have no idea what else they can do to you. They can do anything to you because you are a child. You are lost. Right. You've given away your common sense.
They lie to us about everything. Go ahead, Cal.
I say this a lot on my show, and the reason for the lie is because if you believe that you are spinning uncontrollably in this ridiculous scenario that they give you, then you are going to believe anything, and they can manipulate you in any way they want.
Don't look up. Just go into our virtual world and believe everything we say. I watched I watched a guy about the live seminar today. A guy that is in charge of the rover on Mars. God, I almost threw up.
Dave, my grandma used to work for NASA. She worked for JPL.
She was a Jewish shill. All right. No. Wait a minute. Hold on a second. This is what NASA did during the Apollo missions. The Saturn V, they needed to buy parts from other companies. So you'd think they'd pick 5, 10, 15, 100, 500 companies, whatever. They bought it from, I think 10, I forget the number. It's thousands of companies, like 100,000 companies. I totally forgot the number. Someone's going to have to correct me. But
NASA is Nazi. Let's just end it right there. NASA is Nazi.
Everyone can say, my grandfather, they worked on Saturn V. They made the cushion, they made the hinge, they made the door, they made the lock, right. They made the sensor. Right?
But they're all compartmentalized.
Well, and they made stuff and they sent it to NASA. Like I'm talking to a guy soon that he works for a satellite. He's a satellite engineer. Never seen one of his satellites go into space or been in space, right?
Is there such thing as satellites? Because I'm not even sure that we even have satellites.
No, there's no such thing as satellites. So just why we're here, why the lie? They're lying to us about where we live. They're lying about free energy. They're lying about our spirituality. They're hiding the creator. They're hiding our true power. The only power anyone has over you is in your imagination. And if they have you spinning out of control, lost in space, you're a helpless little child. Okay.
So, yeah. All right. So let me just, all right. I get it. The lie, the government lies about everything, but just.
Not this though. This is real.
This is real. The globe is real.
The globe is real with this fucking beehive of fucking satellites going around it.
Yes. So let's take for a minute, Dave. Let's just talk about, we'll call the space race. Let's take the Soviet Union, the Chinese, Europe, and us. Okay. Yeah. Scientists who we all hate. And just getting together for this big conspiracy and deception of all of the people in all of these countries all over the world. And we're talking about nations that can't agree on a lot of things, but they're going to conspire to agree to fool the masses that the world is round. And that's
bro. Do you know about the conspiracy for Antarctica, the Antarctic Treaty?
Absolutely, yes. And I think you and I have spoken about that on your show previously, but that just still doesn't answer for me. This is the biggest thing of why all these countries and not one person has
it's a big show, bro. It's like
why?
WWF.
Let me answer that. So first, divide and conquer is the name of the game. And the division of countries is complete and total nonsense. Now, there are a few rogue situations out there, but Russia, United States, how many people died during the Cold War? 0. Okay. Because it wasn't a real war. There is no conflict between the Ukraine and Russia. This is all complete and total the theater of war. The theater. They even tell us it's a friggin' theater. Okay. Divide us by countries, by states, by religions, by sexes, by political parties, divide the genders, divide us by masked, unmasked, divide. Okay. Now, when you say nobody speaks out, do you know that there was a Polish astronaut that came out a couple of years ago, said the earth is flat and no one's been to space? No, you didn't, because that shit got suppressed. Okay. It's out there. You can find the videos. They're on the app under NASA fraud or
all right, I'm going to buy your fucking app. You don't have to sell it anymore.
I'm telling you, this is how you learn, because if you Google flat earth, You get nonsense. You get
No.
Joe Rogan.
Well,
You know,
fuck Google.
It's true.
And fuck DuckDuckGo right now.
And-
too,
and-
because DuckDuckGo is suppressing shit too.
Yeah.
Either way, I've done a lot of searching on it on several different search engines because they're not the only two in town. And you're right, there isn't much on it. What's on there is people, just like being a conservative. When I want to look something up, I'm a conspiracy theorist. I'm a piece of shit. So when I look something up on Flat Earth, all I get is flat earthers are fucking crazy. They're pieces of shit. They're nuts. And they don't believe their government. So they make up this lie about the conspiracy of the earth being flat.
Of course. And here's the thing. I'm offering 3 Bitcoins for 1 proof of the globe. How come I haven't given up my Bitcoins yet? Okay. I haven't even gotten anything close to being, like, oh shit, I didn't think about that. It's all nonsense. 3 Bitcoins, that's 150 grand. Okay. Nobody has stepped up to the plate because there is no proof of the globe. There's none, right?
Dave, I know you guys are working on a second documentary right now, but you have Flatten the Curve that's out right now.
Flatten the Curve. Wait, is that out or is that just a preview that came out today?
I thought that was already out.
Oh,
is that not out? But ODD TV has if you just go to YouTube and look up ODD TV. Alan,
got great stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna see stuff that's gonna make you question your existence.
Here's something, Alan.
I already do that,
Alan. So in the app, if you click the web button, up comes this list, and on the bottom right there it says full length videos, FE movies. You click that, up comes a playlist. The top one is ODD's 21 questions. That's like nobody can. Then comes level.
What's the name of the app, Dave?
It's called the Flat Earth Sun.
Doesn't
Moon.
ODD have something like Flat Earth for stupid people or something like that?
There's Flat Earth in 5 minutes. It was just on the app the other day.
What's the name of your app?
The app is called the Flat Earth Sun, Moon, and Zodiac Clock app. Right there. Flat Earth Sun, Moon, and Zodiac Clock app. You can just scan that QR code if you want to be easy. And it's by Blue Water Bay. If you search for it on Google Play, you get a knockoff one by the Flat Earth Society. It's by the Ron Media Group. Same name, some of the same graphics, horrible app, and they feed you garbage information. Again, controlled opposition. And for some reason on some phones, my app doesn't show up. So if you want to find the app, flatearthdave.com, flatearthdave.com. All the links are there to my YouTube channels, to my interviews, to the app.
Yeah, I just bought it.
Right up.
Good man.
I just bought it.
Here, right up. And I'll tell you what. And are you going to want to communicate with other flat earthers or no?
I don't know.
I'm his friend and I'm a flat earther, so
okay.
I will
give you guys, when we're done, I'll give you guys a free subscription for a little while.
I just bought it, so why didn't it let me download? It just said payment successful. I have to figure this out.
Are you on Android or iPhone?
I'm on an Android.
Yeah, that's the problem. I hate Android users and Androids.
I've been double whammy.
Yeah.
I'm like, get an iPhone. What are you doing?
No, because I want a fucking adult phone. I want a phone for adults.
It might because you're not on Wi-Fi or something. It'll download. Just take your time after the show. Take your time after the show.
Just take my $3, you fucking shill. It's fine.
That's fine. Yeah. And now I know where you are. I'm coming after you.
Do the flat earthers ever use it as like a dating app? Hey, I want to go find another flat earther.
Do they use it as a dating app? Check this out.
Is it like flat earth Tinder?
Yes.
Dude, you have
no
idea.
I can't believe you brought this up. Yes, because I just started calling myself in a relationship with this girl, and we met on Dave's app.
Fuck yes!
Get the fuck out of here! Are you kidding me?
There's people having babies already because of this, and
more shills.
So check this out, and I'll show you guys here. Now, you notice that there's some orange dots here. The orange dots are people that are new within 60 days. Okay. But there's also a profile. If you click this button right here, you can fill out your profile. But not a lot of people have filled out profiles. And it's not showing. It has an image, but when I'm plugged in, it doesn't show. But I can put your birth gender. 2 choices, ladies and gentlemen. Birth gender. Okay, birth gender. All right, relationship status, and that way, hey, this person's single, cool. People start talking. And here's the thing: the beautiful thing about the app is any one of those dots, male or female, you have so much in common with that person. They're awake, aware, they're
not jabbed.
They're not jabbed. So, or most of them, but they're awake and aware, and they're awesome people. Like this meetup we're having that you're coming to in Bayshore. It's the April 2nd. Just save the date. April 2nd. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, DITRH. I'll make a video about it. And it's going to be over 100 people, if not 200. Okay. It's going to be a blast. And it's just a hangout. We're going to have food. We're at a restaurant, I think. It's just going to be a blast.
Nice. I'm going to try to come.
Yeah.
I'm going to try to come.
It'll be a blast. But
that's what Alan always tells his wife. I'm going to try to come.
In three, easy.
And then all of a sudden she's choking, and I feel bad.
All right. Stop it. So I'm changing it soon. You're going to be able to see who filled out a profile. You're going to see that there's a dot in their blue dot or orange dot, or there'll be other colored dots too. That you can see that they pulled out a profile, so you don't have to check. Because like if I tap on a dot, this person that's my location. It has filled out a profile, because the profile thing is not grayed out. Like if I click on another dot, this person has not filled out a profile.
What do the yellow dots mean?
The orange dots. That means that's a new user within 60 days. So if you're an avid flat earther and you're looking and you go, oh, there's an orange dot, somebody new. You reach out to them and go like, hey, see that you're new on the app. We have a meetup on Thursdays, the first Thursday of every month.
My girlfriend.
Well, I wonder if because it's funny. I wonder if that orange dot all the way down at the bottom that you just had up, Dave. Go back to your thing.
Yeah.
So that orange dot that was where did the dots?
Hold on,
go?
it's coming.
Dave, you're gonna have to be my best man.
Hold on.
Since I met my girl. On
wait a minute.
App.
Are you sure that Eric Dubé didn't introduce you guys somehow? Never mind. Back off. I retract the question.
I literally saw an orange dot down right, or so the orange dot right down. So you're the red dot. So the orange.
Oh, hold on. The orange dot, like in Bayshore.
Yeah, but there's an orange dot.
Because it takes a little bit.
All
right,
are you on the app right
all right,
now?
so you're
this one right here.
So, yeah, I wonder if that's me.
oh no, it's not, because you didn't put a
I didn't put a thing.
You didn't put a username in.
Yeah, it still didn't come up yet. I'm gonna mess with it when we get off. I'm gonna mess around with it and try to get it.
So once when you get in, there's a bunch of pop-ups that says it's gonna be instruction videos. You can say don't show again. Make sure you give it the right permissions. Don't go too fast. And then
you can track me because you're an agent. Yeah.
So listen, click here, and up will come this screen with where you have to put in a username. Okay.
Right.
And so you put in your username, and then you'll be a dot on the screen, right? And it'll default to this button here. It'll default to this, which puts you within 5 miles of where you really are. If you want to reveal your exact location,
everybody
you click that button.
You could click that. That's interesting.
If you're a flat earther, go download this app, and you're gonna meet other flat earthers. And why not integrate with people that you integrate with? Like, why not? Go download this app.
There's so many people getting together. And check this out. When you're a flat earther, it's like you want to talk to other people about it, but it's kind of like, some people are a little shy. I used to be a lot more shy than I am.
Yeah.
But when you're with one or more other flat earthers, you're super powerful, right? That's why divide and conquer. They don't want us coming together. Well, we're coming together, and I am shilling this app because there's nothing better than this app. That's why I'm shilling it. If it was your app, I would be shilling it for you. It is a pretty
awesome app.
Yeah.
Yes.
I actually, it's one of my favorite apps.
I want to check out all the videos on it and stuff. Like, I'm just excited to check it out. I'm really interested.
Also, if you hit the shopping cart button, this is just other flat earth related stuff that we like. Nice. Made by flat earthers. Like this girl makes these pendants, which are silver. They're beautiful pendants. You have Chris Pontius, who makes wild flat earth models, like high-end stuff for your home. All sorts of stuff. Truth Smacks, flat earth facts on this nut mix. And it's got all sorts of truth stuff on it. Whoops.
You got ODD on there?
I got ODD's in the video section. But hey,
Alan,
look at satellites.
ODD, if you check out like some of his videos, you're gonna be like,
you're finished.
all right,
No, it's over,
I'm done.
Johnny.
Yeah,
This
I'm gonna check it out.
this playlist right here, it will toast you. And then when you have like a rainy Saturday or Sunday, if you click this button, make sure you have food and water, okay? Because you're not leaving for a really long time. The first video is 5 hours.
Holy shit.
And if you watch 10 minutes of it, you cannot turn it off.
Really?
Okay? Yeah. Now, just a caveat. I don't agree with 100% of what this guy says, but I agree with a lot of it. And it's very, very interesting. And you know what? I don't have everything right. Nobody has everything right. Take the good, leave the bad. Take the good, leave the bad. And figure the stuff out yourself. But tons of stuff. Tons of cool stuff. Right here, this is one of 2 different satellite tracking. Check this out. This is what NASA tells us is in the sky. Look, I'm moving this around. All of these are satellites, okay? How
real does that look?
Yeah, look at this shit. Look at this garbage. Wait, let me get back. The other one.
Is that coronavirus?
Check this out. This is what NASA is tracking. Remember, we lost $2.3 trillion. Okay. So these are all of the satellites. Now watch this. They're also tracking this space debris. Okay. All of this. NASA's tracking every single one of these. How friggin' stupid is that?
That is a little ridiculous. That's more than a little ridiculous.
A little ridiculous. No,
by NASA,
again,
do you mean Nazi?
Not a space agency or
right. I mean, Operation Paperclip. Yeah, that's
Hey, Dave,
all sorts of resources
we're gonna jump into the trucker convoy that's going on in Canada, or that got shut down in Canada, I should say.
Yeah.
So you can either hang on with us and talk about that, or if you want right now, you can let everybody know where they can go find you. And
well, first, Dave, I appreciate you talking to me, because if anything else, I definitely have a lot more questions after speaking with you. So I may actually reach out to you myself, but I appreciate you talking to me and showing me a lot of stuff.
Listen, here's the thing. If you believe the earth is flat just from talking to me today, you are not verifying. You need to verify the stuff that I've told you. Okay. And the way to verify it is, the easiest way is the app. You don't need the app. Just go to my YouTube channel. Go to flatearthdave.com. And I have my 3 channels up there. My interviews, just like this. This one will be there as soon as you guys send me the link. There's my DITRH videos, which are right here. The DITRH channel. Most of my videos are under 5 minutes. Most of them are under 3 minutes. Short videos. Bam, bam, bam. And
that the triple threat that you're doing right now is pretty fucking awesome too.
I appreciate that. That's more of just a show of 3 guys that are just really want the world to wake up, and we're talking to as many people as we can. So I appreciate that. And then I also do a show on Thursdays live on Jeranism channel called The Baby Truther Show. And it's basically, we just have a lot of fun. We have a lot of fun. We talk about some truth. We make fun of stuff. We play silly games. And it's a place to hang out, jump in the chat, and try to find hot chicks.
There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that.
I love this guy. Bro, you're welcome back on my show anytime you want.
You can have me back on, but you have to bring on a baller this next time. Not a I'm not a flat earther, but I really am. Guy.
I'm not a flat earther. I don't believe it. I want to verify.
There you go. Good man. Good man.
I still believe the world is round. I do. I still believe the earth is round.
Just go in the app.
Everyone has their gay moments. That's fine, Alan.
Listen,
I did come on your show,
Alan. Every day when you're having breakfast, watch the daily video. I do short ones during the week, longer ones on the weekends, right? And then next to a lot of people don't realize this, right next to the daily video is a button that says archive. It's a little play button. Hit that. All of the videos from all of the previous years, divided up by years and months, are all there. And then you can just go from video to video to video to video to video. And then you'll get it. And people are like, where do you get your information? YouTube? YouTube is a great source for information, true information and crap information.
Yeah,
it out.
Dave,
it's like
Dave,
the world.
I want to point this out. I love it when people are like, where did you get that from? YouTube? And I'm like, how did you just change the distributor in your car? YouTube?
Yeah. What can't you find on YouTube? Everything's there. everything
So
there except stuff
you're gonna
about
try to tell me that
except stuff about this, stuff about New York, Boston, Connecticut, except those things that they don't want you to know about.
Right. YouTube has everything up there that they want you to know about and nothing about what they don't want you to know about.
Yeah. And by the way, everything that they don't want you to know about can be found at stoplookthink.com. Stoplookthink.com. It's all there.
I'm going to check that out. Yeah. Dave, do you want to hang on with us and go into the trucker convoy?
I do, and I don't, because I got another show coming up. So
Dave is busy. You got to do all these shows.
We're gonna wrap it up, and I appreciate it.
Thank you so much for coming on.
No problem.
I want to tell everybody, thank you for listening, and go to serious.cbd.com, 15% off with White Rabbit, and also if you go to let's just keep it at that right now. I don't want to give too much away, Alan, because I think we're going to do some big things, but I don't want to give them away yet.
And will this be on YouTube?
This is going to be on YouTube. YouTube is going to delete it immediately.
No, not this part. Cut this off. We didn't say anything that YouTube will delete. This is totally what we did so far. All good.
Okay, but it's also going to be on Roku.
Okay.
So this is
eventually. Really quick, I'm launching a network, Dave, the Patriot Podcast Network. White Rabbit's going to be one of the shows on it. I have about 15 other podcasts, conservative leaning, some conservatives, some conspiracy theorists, some truthers, and it's going to be coming on internet TV soon in front of 55 million monthly users.
Get me on. Get me on as a guest on every single one of those shows, please.
I'm sure James from We the People Radio, his show will be on it. There'll be a lot of shows. Cool. And it should be launching in the next couple of weeks. That's a huge project that I'm working on, and Catalyst Jones is going to be one of the shows on it. So it should be great.
Fantastic. Send me the link to the YouTube though, because I'll share it on the app. I'm also going to upload this to my channel, but I won't air it for a couple of weeks or a month or so until yours is out for a while.
Oh, that's cool. And thank you, Dave. I really appreciate you coming on my show, brother. I really appreciate it.
All right, man. I will see you guys later. Have a good one. And flatearthdave.com. If you have a show, know of a show that wants to talk flat earth, flatearthdave.com. There's a book Dave link right there in the middle of the page.
Dave, thanks, man.
Going to make you question your life.
Yes, sir. All right, guys. See ya. Thanks so much.
Take care, Dave. Take it
Bye-bye.
easy.
Have a good night, brother.
Bye.